Welcome to Intermediate and Advanced Spanish Conversation and Fluency in 3 to 6 months. Hola, buenas tardes. My name is Professor Carlos Roncal. I am a polyglot and professor of languages at World Language Schools. My mother was a school teacher and wanted the best education for me, so she enrolled me in a bilingual school, Spanish-English, in my native city of La Paz, Bolivia. By the time I was 15 years old, I was already speaking English and Spanish at a conversational level. My parents emigrated to St. Louis, Missouri when I was 16 years old, and where I went to high school. My days were all in English. I took 4 years of French there. I studied Portuguese in graduate school. My first job was in Brazil, where I lived for 8 months, and where I had to become fluent and conversational in Portuguese to do my job. So I blame my mother for all this language education. I also blame her for my passion in helping adults and young adults become bilingual and multilingual. I know proficient language skills opens up many doors for travel, international business, higher paying jobs, cultural appreciation, and a better understanding of our role. I do not remember having a difficult time getting new jobs. Now I know it was because of my languages. Also, what I learned and realized is that high school Spanish, with all its well-meaning curriculum, is not addressing conversation and pronunciation and fluency and confidence in communication with Spanish speakers. If you have tried using many apps that are in the market, you probably have learned lots of vocabulary and still struggle to have a meaningful conversation. Language is a living, breathing tool for human connection, and that requires a completely different approach. My philosophy and method. As a polyglot who has guided hundreds of students to fluency, I've developed what I call the Roncal Natural Immersion Method, an accelerated method for adult learners. This method combines the natural way children learn languages with pattern recognition and abilities that make adult brains so powerful. Here's my core philosophy. You don't need to know everything about Spanish to speak Spanish fluently. You need to know the right things, practice them the right way, and do it consistently. My students achieve fluency in 3 to 6 months because we focus on what actually matters for real conversation. Every technique I teach, every exercise I design, it comes from working with real students facing real challenges. When I teach you pronunciation techniques, it's because I've seen exactly where English speakers struggle with Spanish sounds. And when I show you grammar shortcuts, it's because I've identified the 20% of grammar that handles 80% of communications. My approach is built on 4 pillars. Comprehensible input. You learn by understanding, not by memorizing. Active output. Every lesson includes immediate speaking practice. Cultural integration. Language and culture are inseparable. Systematic progression. Each skill builds logical on the previous one. Okay, what this channel offers. This channel is specifically designed for adults and young adults who are serious about achieving Spanish fluency. Here's what you'll find on this channel. Weekly method videos, specific techniques that accelerate learning. How to master pronunciation. How to build vocabulary that sticks. How to think in Spanish instead of translating. Real conversation analysis. We'll break down actual conversations between native speakers, showing you the patterns, the rhythms, and the cultural cues you need to sound natural. Student success stories, real people sharing their breakthroughs, challenges, and exactly what worked for them in their journey to fluency. We also have live Q&A sessions where we will answer your specific questions at least once or twice a week to provide personalized guidance for your learning challenges. We will take deep cultural dives, understanding the cultural context that makes Spanish truly come alive, from regional differences to social cues that textbooks never teach. We'll have a 30-day challenges, structured practice challenges that push outside your comfort zone in a supportive community environment. This timeline requires commitment, consistency, and the right method. Here's what fluency means in my program. You can express your thoughts, feelings, and opinions naturally in Spanish. You can handle unexpected conversations without panic. You can understand Spanish movies, songs, and conversations at natural speed. You can think in Spanish without translating from English. Okay, who is this channel for? This channel is for you if you've studied Spanish before but still can't hold a conversation. You're tired of traditional methods that focus on grammar over communication. You're willing to commit to consistent daily practice. You want to learn from someone who has actually walked this path multiple times. You're serious about achieving real fluency, not just basic tourist phrases. You're an adult or young adult who can appreciate structured, systematic learning. Language learning requires efforts, practice, and commitment. I provide the roadmap and the guidance, but you have to walk the path. I tell my students, I am the coach, you are the players. You score the goals. I cannot score goals for you. You are in the field. If what I've shared resonates with you, here's how to get started. First, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. I post new content every Tuesday and Friday, and each video builds on the previous ones. Second, join our community. Leave a comment on this video telling me what is your current level, Spanish level? What is your biggest frustration with language learning? What's motivating you to become fluent? I read every comment and often create videos addressing the most common challenges you share. You're not just learning a language, you're opening doors to new cultures and new friendships and new opportunities and new parts of yourself. Spanish fluency will change how you see the world and how the world sees you. Bienvenidos a la comunidad. Welcome to the community. Let's make Spanish fluency your reality. Again, I'm Professor Carlos Roncal. I'll see you in the next video. Nos vemos.